Hi everybody, Cynthia here with Swan Soap and Such, and today I'm going to be making oatmeal milk and honey soap. I'm going to be using oat milk, which I made first time, and I am going to use a natural color of the soap, except I have a little bit of titanium dioxide, and it's going to look like this. So it's quite lovely. I'm going to use oatmeal and honey powder, and it's just a delightful bar of soap. It's my mom's favorite scent and my mom's favorite soap, so come on, we'll make some soap. Hi everybody, I'm making oatmeal milk and honey soap today, and I'm going to be using some oat milk. So I've prepared 3/4 of a liter of oats, which was all I had left. And I'm soaking them in 4 cups of water, and I'm going to soak them to soften them up. Then I'm going to strain them in a moment, and I'm going to discard the liquid because it gets a little slimy, I understand. This is my first time doing this. And then I have prepared here a very fine mesh bag to strain them with. And then once I strain them, I'll discard the liquid like I said, and I will put in some fresh water, and I will chop these up and strain it again, and then we'll have our oat milk. So hang on, and I'll let this soak, and I'll bring you back. Okay, I think that these are ready to strain, so I'm going to pour them all right in here. I don't need to worry about that liquid. We're going to discard that because we're trying to get this not to be slimy. So let me get the rest of these oats out, clear my bucket. A little bit more. We don't want any big chunks in our soap. And this bag is awesome. And we can squeeze out all this slimy liquid. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to go get rid of that container of water with the oat milk in it. That's a little bit more on the slimy side than we want. And I will be right back. Okay, we're back again. And now we want to put these oats that we have in this bag into our container here, and we're going to blend these with some more water. Bag in here, and dry my gloved hands off. Now, like I said, I haven't done this before, but I watched a few videos, and this oat milk is going to be put into my soap batter at trace. So it will be replacing some of the water. So here's 2 cups of water. Let's see how that does with all this. And we'll break this up and mix it up. Okay. Now we'll get my stick blender out and we'll blend this up. Oops. Put the lid back on my water. And I could put this in a blender, but I thought we'd just do it this way today. I'm going to turn this up. Now, we don't want to do it too much. We'll get that sliminess going again. And I don't really need, I want very concentrated milk. I think that's all I'm going to do. And I'll have to clean that out. Now, let's see how we were doing with this. Oh yes, that's going to be lovely. So now, we'll go back to our container over here with this nice micron bag. I got these on Amazon, and they're, I don't know if you can see, 75 micron reusable, 17.5 inch by 11.8 inch bag, and it has a nice drawstring on it if you want to pull the drawstring. But I think that's all I want to do. So let's strain this out into our bag. This container I'm pouring into, the top is a little bit bigger than the bag, so I can't fit it over the bag over the container, that is. So we'll just do that, and then we will strain out and see how much nice concentrated milk we'll have. That will replace some of our water. So we'll have some oat milk in our soap, which will be great. I'm going to put colloidal oatmeal in it, which I have. And this would never break down to be colloidal oatmeal, especially it being wet and all. And I've tried grinding it, but I don't have a grinder that grinds it well enough. So this may take a while to get this all out of here. We'll just keep squeezing it back in. It's very concentrated, so this is going to be great for your skin in the soap. I'm real excited about that. This is my mom's favorite soap. The oatmeal, milk, and honey fragrance I'm going to put in it is her favorite fragrance. And I want to make her a special soap. She just turned 85 in November of 2020. And both my mom and my dad, who's 89 now, both had the virus and were hospitalized, but now they're doing better. They're actually getting ready to move into assisted living in Connecticut, which is near me in Massachusetts, where I am. So hopefully I'll be able to see them after they move, because they're trying to be careful and not getting too much exposure to people right now, because they're just still recuperating and all. I think we're good with this. This is like a cream. Okay, that seems good. I don't think I can get much more out of this without going into some kind of a press other than just my hands. So we're good. Okay. And I'll get some to wipe my hands off. My hands are all slick, but I have them in gloves. Anyway, so I will weigh out my oat milk and we'll see how much we have, and I will bring you back. Alright, so let's see how much oat milk we actually have in ounces. So, ooh, it's nice and thick. We have quite a bit. We have 20.9 ounces. Okay, I washed up my dishes now, and I figured out from my recipe that out of the water amount, taking out the 20.9 ounces of oat milk, how much water I'll need. So I need to set up my lye solution. And so I'm going to set this aside. And we're going to add that at trace. Now, for the lye, I'm going to start here and put my water in. And since I'm making this big batch, let's see how much. I need 75 ounces of water. I'm doing 25% lye concentration. So we're at 60. I might need to get another water. So maybe not. 72, 3, 74. I need 75.1 and 0.1. That was 0.2. I think I'm going to live with that. Alright. Now we'll get the lye. Okay, and the amount of lye I'll need is, my stick blender head fell over. Okay, is 32 ounces. So I have all these, tear out my scale. And we'll do 32. Well, this container may not be big enough for 32. And I've got end of this one, end of this one. And here we go. $32 ounces. We're at 27, 28, 29, 31, 31.5, 31.7, 8, 9, 32.1. Okay, I'm going to live with that too. Okay, so now we can take the lye and add it to the water and mix it. And I'm going to, I have an open window even though it's winter, and I'm going to set this over by the window to cool off. And I'll be back once this is cooled off. Hello, so we're back with our melted oils. All my hard oils and liquid oils are all incorporated here. And what I like to do is put in the colloidal oatmeal. I have 3 cups for this large batch, and I'm just going to put them all in my oils. And then I also have some honey powder, which I'm going to add into my oils, and we're going to mix those up before we add our lye. So, I'll get my stick blender out, and we'll see what we can do to blend this in. Some blending, it's a lot of stuff. one I'm soaping at room temperature today, which a little bit warmer. It's about 85. And my lye is the same. It's about 84, 85. We'll make sure we give this a good blend to make sure all that's blended up very nicely. Alright, I think we're ready for our lye. Okay, and my lye mixture here is quite a bit, and it has sodium lactate in it, which will help these unmold more quickly and cleanly and give the bar a little more hardness to last longer in your shower or bath, which is quite nice. So I guess that's it. My measurement down here, you can't see it, but it says almost 11 quarts. So it's a nice big pot. I got this pot at Marshall's, and the only thing I don't like about it are these handles. They're not very round. They're kind of like a slab, and so they're kind of not so great. But the pot's wonderful and it heats up great. So let's emulsify this. And that's pretty good. So let's add our fragrance. Actually, let me leave this here and I will show you our fragrance. I am using oatmeal milk and honey from Brambleberry. It's delightful. It's a nice clear fragrance. I have some kale and clay I use in there, and I like to put it in this jar and give it a little shake, and then put this in our soap batter, and we'll just pour it all in there. Nice big jar for a nice big batch. So my batch is 23 pounds. That's actually how I configured it. Plug that. Okay, let's blend this together. And then it's going to thicken up. So I'm going to turn this down a little. I think what I'll do instead is I'm going to stir this in, not blend it in. So we don't thicken it up too much, because I want to separate some off, and it's getting quite thick already. I want to just have it plain and with a white swirl in it is what I like. So what's our temperature at now? We started at 85 and we're at 87. Not bad. Now we have our oat milk here, and it's so nice and thick. It's just beautiful. So let's get that stirred in here. Good, it focused. And I'll pour that in because that's part of our water, which is why I heat it up so much. Next time I'm going to put some water in my container for my stick blender to go in. That's why you heard that bang. It fell over because it didn't have any water. Okay, so that's that. And I'm going to stir this again because we're going to just blend this in nicely because it is thickening up quite a bit and looking like it's looks like I'm going to need to stick blend this again. But I think I'll mix it and then separate it. And then we'll add our white, and then we'll see how this looks. Because that is milk. Even oat milk can give you a little trouble. I think it'll be fine. Okay, so let me separate out now what I need for my white again. Get my nits ready. And can you see? Sorta. Looking good. Now I'll pour this in again. Blump, blump, blump. Okay. Okay, now here's my titanium dioxide, and I'm going to put a lot of this in. I want it nice white. And I know this fragrance is going to discolor a bit, but that's okay. All the oatmeal and the oat milk. It's rising just a little with the oat milk, but it'll come back together with a little stick blending. I think we need to, well, I only have a little dribble left. We'll just use that up. And that'll have to be that. It'll be a very subtle swirl, which is just what we wanted. And that smoothed out very nicely. I don't know if you can see that. Very nice. Okay, so let's give this a little blend because it's really rising up quite a bit. And we'll blend that up. Yep, that looks pretty good. Now let's get our mold out and see if we can't get it in the mold. I'll move all this out of the way and get the... Okay, here's my 20-pound mold. Okay, we're going to get this in. Just lovely. Very nice. And now, our white for our swirl. Lovely. Let's see. There's some bubbles coming up. Sorry about the banging. Okay, let's get it in. Okay, we'll just get some in here. Perfect. That's just perfect. Just what we wanted. And I'm going to use a nice little stick to... I have these new round dowels that I'm going to use, and I have to open the packet to do a little swirl like that, little swirl like that, little swirl like that, little swirl like that, and little swirl like that. And that is that. Now, we have to scrape out the rest of this big, huge container, which is now very lightweight without all that batter in it. But none of this is going to go to waste. I'm trying to get a certain height. This is my first time figuring out how much can go in this mold for this certain height, and I think I did it pretty good. It looks like El Perfecto. And the size of this container, this pot, is just so wonderful. It can hold so much. Okay, that's scraped out. Okay, and let's just put some of this white, drizzle it all around on the top. Get some in the edges. Don't want to forget the edges. Okay, there we go. And with the oat milk and everything in here, oh my gosh, it's going to be just such a great soap for your skin. I am so excited about this soap. My mother is moving into assisted living with my dad, and they have a new apartment which is on a first floor. And their apartment has a patio, which is so nice not to be on a second floor and stuck inside all the time. Of course, they have very strict rules, and they're not having anyone visit, but in the spring when it's nice, we can visit on their patio, and that's acceptable, so that's delightful. I'm quite happy about that. So, shall we leave it like this, or shall we do something with it? Maybe we should do something. It looks a little, maybe a little something. Okay, now, we'll get a chopstick, and we'll just do some little swirls, just to make it look a little bit more even all the way around. And I think we're just going to leave it like that. We'll scrape our edges a little bit. Make sure they go to the corner. And I think that's it, folks, and we'll have to be back for the cut. And thanks for watching. Be right back. Of course, it's going to be 24 hours for me, but a second for you. So here is the oatmeal milk and honey soap, and we're going to unmold it. And it did discolor quite a bit, as expected, but it's quite lovely. So let's see if I can turn this so you can see it good. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to peel back the edges here. Okay. It is quite hard and heavy. Okay. But not hard enough. That marred some edges a little bit. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this set up and dry out a little bit more. These bigger batches, they need a little bit more time to dry out before you cut them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let me see if I can't get this on here. There we go. I don't want to mar the edges. I already did some. That's the hard part, trying to get this. I think I'm just going to leave it like that and let it dry out a little bit. So this is the oatmeal milk and honey. It just came out wonderful. So we'll be cutting that in a. Hi everybody, we're back to cut oatmeal milk and honey soap, and I've cut some already, but I'll cut the edge off of this loaf, and we'll cut this one and see how we are. They did darken quite a bit. They have a nice little swirl in them, nice and subtle. We're cutting them 1 1/4 inch wide. I like them to fit in that box. I like to use the box, so that's what we're going to do. And I did make them a little tall. They're actually 3 1/2 inches tall, which is just fitting in the box. Like, just. I mean, they're about the exact size of the inside of that box. So, but I think they came out nice. Just that little swirl in there. Next time I think I won't put the fragrance in the titanium dioxide, so it's a little lighter, but that's alright. But it also has that smell that you get when you have a milk soap, which will fade, so that's good. Because this scent is certainly a lovely scent. All said and done. Oatmeal milk and honey by Brambleberry. Absolutely delightful. I've been taking this last chunk and cutting it into samples. It's a very large sample. And cut it again. Okay, and then we'll get this last one. The honey powder, as you can see, made these little orange marks. So that's the honey powder. So next time I'm going to use real honey, not the honey powder. I just wanted to use that up because I had it. Don't like to waste anything. Of course, getting a swirl on the end piece is usually not as good as going into the bar. That's fine. They came out absolutely delightful. I love them. The tops came out nice. I should probably show you the top. See the top? When that came out darker, it came out lovely. So I've been making this soap for a number of days, because on those bigger loaves or big slab molds, you want to, sorry about my hand being in the way there, you want to have it dry after you take it out of the mold a little bit before you split it, and then after you split it, you want it to dry a little bit before you cut it. So we had to wait, which we did. And it came out really nice. I think my mom will really like it. And so will lots of other people. So, there we are. And that's the last piece, so Thanks guys for watching. Have a great new year. God bless. See you next time.